My name is Todd Pulse, and I am running for the position of mayor for Hardeman County. Darrell, you said we have 2 minutes on our open session? Okay. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm conservative. I'm a husband. I'm a father of 2 little girls. I'm a business owner here. I'm a member of the Arts Council. I'm the president of the Carl Perkins Advisory Board, the treasurer for a new board that we developed last year for children for youth programs. It's called Build a Better Bolivar program. I'm the treasurer for that. I have a Bachelor of Arts from the University of Memphis and concentrated in political science and public administration. I'm a 28-year plus in private business. Also a member of the Hardeman County Chamber of Commerce. And I want to tell you, I believe in Hardeman County. It's been said tonight it's a great place to live and work and raise a family, and I do all 3 right here. I believe in it. But I believe that we have to work together for what we're about to go through in the next few months and for the next few years with things that are coming in. We have to be progressive. I believe in Hardeman County. I believe we have to work together. Now, this constant complaining and bickering, folks, that doesn't work. We're going to have to come together. We need to hear more good ideas. I tell people in the town hall meetings, you don't build a house from the roof down. You build it from the foundation up. We are the foundation. We have different ideas. Let's bring those to the table, bring solutions to the table, and quit all this arguing, fussing, and all this type of thing. So bring something to the table. We can build upon that. All right, I think my time is about up. So that's my opening statement. Look forward to the debate.
I'm so thankful to be here with y'all tonight. A little bit about me. I was born in California and thankfully raised here in the South with Southern values. I graduated from Bolivar Central High School in 2014 and went on to obtain my bachelor's degree in business as well as my personal trainer certification through the National Academy of Sports Medicine. I worked over 5 years in higher education where I improved communication, developed contracts, and implemented new policies and procedures. I currently work for West Tennessee Healthcare at the Lift Wellness Center as a personal trainer, and I also serve as the mayor of Hornsby. I will work towards bringing the government back to its intended purpose, which is to serve the people, not the other way around. This debate is merely a job interview, where we are the applicants and y'all are the employers. Right now, you have the tougher job. Your decision this August will determine the impact to our county for the next 4 years. Please be sure to vote your values, vote for who you believe is up for the task, who will do the work, and who will best serve our county. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jimmy Sang. I'm your county mayor, and this is my 8th year that I've served as your county mayor. And I appreciate that opportunity, and I loved every minute of it. I love Hardeman County, born and raised in Hardeman County, and never left. I'm a commercial helicopter pilot, fixed wing pilot, and I've done that in between government service for 40 years. We are just proud to be here in this county. I'm glad I was raised in this county. My wife, Kim, is here tonight. And this is her 30th year. She just finished in public education at Hardeman County Schools, and we need to give her a round of applause. I have 2 sons, Brock and Clint, and I have a grandson, Henry, and a granddaughter, Katie. And they're both in Memphis, and I'm working as hard as I can to get Hardeman County where they want to come back here. Because that's the problem. Our young people have left and hadn't come back. This county was in dire straits in 2014. It was pretty much bankrupt. We borrowed $600,000 on our first day to make payroll. Now we're one of the most financially solid rural counties in the state of Tennessee, and we're proud of that. Let me say something about these commissioners that are running. We have a very good conservative commission, and I've enjoyed serving with every one of them. And I don't have a problem with the one that we have. They've all worked hard. They all care about Hardeman County. They love Hardeman County. And we want to keep that going. I would appreciate your vote. 4 more years in this office to keep Hardeman County progressing forward, especially with all the great opportunities that we have coming up with Ford and Blue Oval. I am the chairman of the Southwest Tennessee Development District. This is my second year. They're one of the most important organizations in the state of Tennessee as far as counties go. That gives us a little insight with our county on direct conversations with Ford, and I've enjoyed that and look forward to finishing out that year with Southwest also. I appreciate your vote in August. Thank you very much.
Good evening. Thank you all for being here this evening. We're now going to begin to ask questions and get responses from the candidates for mayor. And the first question, each candidate will answer each of the questions. The first question is this: considering the most frequent issues expressed to you by voters during this campaign, what are the top 3 issues, and why are you the best candidate to meet those needs? Mayor Sane, you were the first responder to those questions, to that question.
Okay, I've been across the county talking with you and the citizens, and this said the top 3 issues that are on people's minds. The first one is our schools. Now let me make it clear on our schools. As county commissioners and county mayors, we have to stay in our lane. We have a good school board. They do a great job, and our lane is helping them with funding new schools. The only problem I see with our school system is we do need some new buildings. Our buildings are old, antiquated, and it's my job as county mayor to try to figure out how we can fund those schools. We have to fund the Board of Education. The last week I checked on the funding, a few years ago, we were number 4 in the state of Tennessee funding our schools above the required BEP requirement. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the job that our school system has done. I've had 2 kids go through public schools here in Hardeman County, done very well, and I'm proud of that. Our kids can get as good education here as they can anywhere in the state of Tennessee, and we need to be proud of that. But our schools do need new buildings, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. We have a plan. Our debt service now has $1 million in it. We quit putting money in there when the county basically went bankrupt in 2014. But that money is going in there now, 8 cents of your taxes, to support our schools and future growth with programs and buildings there. The other big concern is Blue Oval City. What's going to happen with that, and how's it going to affect Hardeman County? We have to work very hard to get what we need here economically out of Blue Oval City. But we also have to make sure that we protect the way of life of Hardeman County. All of us are here because of reason, because we love Hardeman County and the rural way of life. We don't want it to be another Spring Hill, Tennessee, where you wake up one day and you don't recognize where you're at and where your neighbors are. Blue Oval is important. I've got a direct contact with Gabby Bruno, who's in charge of bringing Ford here, and we'll work forward to making Blue Oval part of Hardeman County that we need.
Okay.
All right. As I go around the county, the 3 issues that were brought before me, and of course education was brought up as well in our school system, but the 3 that I hear most about, they're the lawsuits. People are very upset about what's going on about the lawsuits. They're continuing. What people haven't brought up is the fact, well, we don't have a county attorney. So is it billable hours, or what's going on? Because we're facing a federal lawsuit. I believe it's going to come out in January. So people are really upset about that. They want to know why. What's going on? Why is it continuing? So that's the major thing that I hear about. The second one is actually the LITTLE program. All right, that was designed, and it was actually implemented. The county commissioners voted, and it was to be administered by the sheriff. All right, he took part of that money from the grant, funded a gentleman that would take out trustees from the sheriff's department. They pick up tons of trash. All right, that was documented and sent back into the state. Well, that was taken away from the sheriff's department, and it's administered by the county mayor's office. Well, and people are upset about that. They said, well, look at our streets, look at our roads, look how bad it is. Now, we do have cameras. And I said, that's great, we've got cameras. We do ads in the paper, we do ads on the radio, that's great. But now we need to couple that with boots on the ground. I've never seen a camera pick up trash. And not mean to be anything disrespectful about it, but we need to couple that with boots on the ground. All right, now the third issue that what I hear about is jobs. What are we going to do to attract new jobs? Folks, I've been in business for a long time. Companies look at our county. They not only, we investigate companies, but then they also investigate us. What do we have to offer? What are the after-school programs? I'll stop right there.
I have spoken to people from all areas across our county who have expressed to me concerns over different issues. The landfill, lawsuits, lake project, litter, budget, the list goes on and on. So if I have to pick three of the top that I've been hearing in my travels around our county, I would say that number one would be the appearance of backdoor deals and current officials serving their own best interests. Many have expressed a concern as certain families gain more power within our county government that these type of concerns, if true, will persist. This is certainly something that Mr. Sain and Mr. Pulse should address. Number two is the mismanagement of our county's finances. Number three, the lack of communication and transparency that currently seems to pervade our county government. I am the best candidate to meet each of these needs because one, you don't have to worry about nepotism with Megan Headwall, right? Who is that? Number two, I have a proven record of fiscal responsibility. I've gotten Hornsby, where I currently serve as mayor, completely out of debt, and we are now in the most excellent position to lower city property taxes. Three, I am definitely the best candidate as far as communication and transparency goes. I make a point to get back to every citizen who contacts me. If I don't have an answer, I find it or get the citizen in touch with someone who can answer it. We have taken the following steps to increase communications in my current position. A city Facebook page, established office hours. And it looks like my time's about up, so I would love to talk to you all after this so that I can continue. Thank you.
Okay, some of that I'm not going to address. I will address the mismanagement of our financials. I'll say again, we borrowed $600,000 7.5 years ago to make payroll. We're now one of the best financed counties and best financial shape of rural counties in the state of Tennessee. We've increased our bond rating A+ to an A+ rating, which saved us over $3 million on the current CJC bond note. We've balanced the budget 8 years on time. First time in 32 years it was balanced was 2014 on time. New agribusiness county building out there, new EMS, all that has been paid for with no debt and put in the last 4 and 5 years. As far as the lawsuits, let me tell you about a lawsuit. I hadn't heard people complain about it the last 8 years, but every year the county gets 4 to 6 lawsuits. The county mayor has to be named in that as a defendant. I just got sued by an inmate at Core Civic because he got mistreated over there. I've never even been in Core Civic. If you want to blame me with any of those lawsuits, you can blame me for the heat wave this week, because that's about the same apples to apples. The litter grant. The litter grant is put on by TDOT every year. There is a portion of that litter grant that has to be budgeted. There's a portion that has to be spent on education, which is advertising. We've even had people come into schools and talk to kids about litter. The other portion of it is a salary for someone at the Sheriff's Department trained to carry out inmates. The sheriff has said that he has not had inmates during COVID that could go out. The judge was not giving him those trustees, and so there's not been anybody hired. The person that worked there had a massive heart attack and gave up that job, and there's not been anybody hired to carry people out. The money is still there, and most of the time it goes back to TDOT because we don't have anybody, inmates, to go out and pick up the litter and the trash. And so that's handling that. If we got somebody interested in that, if the sheriff will hire and carry inmates out, we can start back picking up trash on the side of the road.
sheriff says.
Okay, our second question, and this one will, Tom, I need to ask you to go first on this one. If elected as mayor of Hardeman County, what will you do to work in concert with other Hardeman County elected officers to improve the quality of life and aspirations of the citizens of Hardeman County, specifically for those age 18 and under, those in the childbearing years, and those 55 and older? Please be specific for each category.
All right. Do we do any type of rebuttal for that, for the, since I was brought in on that, from Mayor Hardeman, about the nepotism?
Given a question, you can answer it or not.
Okay, I'll answer the question, and then if I do have time, I will definitely address that nepotism remark. Don't worry. All right. For the ages that we have is 18 and under. All right, for that particular group, I believe we need to focus on education and recreation and volunteer programs. As I said earlier, I'm the treasurer for what we call, it's a new board that we formed, Build a Better Ballroom. That's for programs geared toward mainly for the elementary school children. It can be after school, and it can be during summer. So those summer camps, you'll have baseball camps, basketball camps. We'll take them on educational field trips, so we focus on that. Now I think that we could work with other elected officials in that we work in the education part through our school board and see if we can help develop either volunteer programs. There's a lot involved in this, folks. I do want to address this about the library, because we do take the children to the library. And that's part of the library is actually under the mayor's supervision. That's one of the departments. We need to make sure our library is maintained properly. So I want to address that if we can. I do think that we could have, this used to happen years ago. Like the superintendent of roads would actually take out folks at one point, like a youth program, and let them work on the roads. All the departments could sponsor a youth and have maybe two people, 3 people, whatever we could get worked out through the program and do that. There's community service programs. Right now there's a YEP program where they do trash collection. Nick Jackson is actually part of that. And I think we can get more youth. Okay. We've got 2 more categories, but we'll get that on the next go round.
In today's world, we are all getting put into a box which creates division. In reality, a properly functioning government works for all people. Our society is so focused right now on division, race, where one goes to church, party affiliation, whether or not Memphis barbecue is the best barbecue. The list goes on and on. I, Megan Headwall, will not be a mayor for only a certain group of people. I will be a mayor for all of Hardeman County, period. To answer the question of what will I do to work with other Hardeman County elected officers, I am willing to hear out and work with any elected officer regardless of opposing views, party affiliation, or even their age. We will not always agree on everything, and that's okay. As long as we can have mutual respect for one another, there is no telling how we can move forward. Now, with the remainder of my time, I would like to switch topics to a different issue, the landfill. In 2013, Phase 4 of our landfill has been inoperable. This was due to a leachate pipe needing removal, while the primary liners in Phases 2 and 3 needed to be properly repaired. In May of 2014, Mayor Spencer received an order of assessment from the Department of Environment and Conservation. In this order, they noted over 10 violations. Because of this, the county incurred a fine over $7,500. Moving forward to March of 2020, Mr. Sand received a corrective action plan from the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation Office. 2021, the letter to Mr. Singh notes that, quote, extremely slow and nearly non-existent response of landfill violations.
Okay, now I'm responsible for the garbage not being put in the landfill, but that's okay. It's part of the mayor's job. But the sale has been corrected. It was put in basically backwards 2 years before I came in office. You hear candidates say, well, I'm going to get elected, I'm going to fix the landfill. You know what they're going to do? Absolutely nothing that I haven't done. The only thing you can do is hire the best engineer and turn them loose with the TDEC and try to get it fixed. And that's all they can do. I'm not an engineer of a landfill. As far as the pickup, the garbage pickup, we do, Ms. Plus is correct, the YEP program is a great program that their churches were doing. And last year we contracted with them. They were going to go out and pick up trash anyway, but we paid them per hour, per person that was picking up trash, and we're going to present them a check tomorrow for around $1,200 out of the litter program. So that'll go to assist. It won't go to the individuals, but it'll go to the YEP program. So we are using them. We also contract with the Warrior Center, since we can't carry out inmates. And the Warrior Center, per hour, per man gets paid for picking up trash. So we're doing all we can on the side of the road, the side of the road litter. I had somebody tell me when I was out knocking on doors that you hadn't stopped people from throwing litter out on the road yet. Well, if I could do that, I wouldn't be county mayor. I'd probably be the director of NASA. And if anybody in here's got an idea how you can stop trash from being thrown out of a car, please share that with me or one of these people that are running for the county commission or some of our commissioners. But the landfill has been corrected. We're waiting on a green light from TDEC to start using it. It was not phase 2 or 3, it's phase 4 and be rebuilt. It has been rebuilt, and we had to do a whole new plan on how we're going to operate that sale. That's what's been holding us up. It's the TDEC is in charge, not the county mayor. Thank you.
You mentioned the 72,000.
All right, second and third part of that question here real quick for the childbearing years, Mr. Woods, that you had asked about. From what I found, the childbearing years, the parents of children are most worried about either education and safety. And what type of services does the county provide? We cannot sacrifice public safety, folks. And that goes with all of our emergency personnel. Of course, our sheriff's department. I'm for our sheriff's department. Everybody knows that. And I am for our fire departments. I'm for our rescue squads. I think we all are. I mean, can you imagine somebody stand up here and say they would? We have to support these folks. Some of the jailers, I don't know if you know this, I'm getting off topic, but only make $12 an hour. So part of our plan, for the infrastructure plan, which will encompass an entire area, and it's multifaceted, it will bring those salaries up to the competitive wages. All right, let me move on. The third part of that question was for 55 and older. Folks, there is a program through the trustee's office for certain poverty level or for seniors and disabled persons. It's a tax relief program. I think it's somewhere about $150 for the tax relief. So that will help for your senior citizens and anyone disabled, and to a certain level. And you'll have to go in the Hardeman County Trustee's office and apply on that, and give you the criteria. But that's one thing, and that is from another elected official. So we can work together on that. And I think if we promote those programs, see, a lot of people don't know about that. We need to get that word out, promote it. So anyway, that's my third part on that question.
Okay, question number 3. And Ms. Hepwell will be the first respondent to this. What opportunities do you see for economic growth and development in Hardeman County?
I see endless opportunity for economic growth and development within our county. Government is to work for all the people. Promoting industry will create job opportunities for those just entering the workforce. Cutting regulations will make it easier for people to start up a small business or work from home. It keeps taxes low for those approaching retirement or those already retired. To the extent that an industry can see the potential and opportunity that we here in Hardeman County have to offer, and we as the government can step out of the way and let business does what it does best, I welcome it. We have underutilized assets here within our county, the Chamber of Commerce being one of them. These assets are not receiving the support that they deserve. Another component that we've already seen moving into our county is the residential growth. Our county is a great place to live and work, and we appeal to those desiring country living, and more importantly, those desiring a community. Folks, there is this idea out there that the government's role is to play mommy and daddy. This mindset and idea of the role of government is not what our founding fathers intended. Our government is there to assure our individual liberties, our God-given rights. We here in Hardeman County live here because we love living out in the country. We do not wish to live in a city where there's high crime rates and violence. We enjoy the peace and quiet that Hardeman provides. To the extent that others value what we have to offer and want to be a part of us, let us welcome them. Now going back to my topic earlier about the landfill, I'm going to finish up with this. June of 2020, an order was issued that our landfill case still is active. Fines are still levied for over $72,000 against our county that still needs to be paid.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Headwild is absolutely wrong. We've never paid a fine on the landfill to date. We have had assessments and we've worked it out, and we've not had to pay the assessment. And that's the way TDEC operates. Another thing is cutting government regulations to make it easier for businesses here. You know what you have to do to start a business in Hardeman County? Get a business license. I don't know how much of that other regulations we need to cut, but I don't think we can cut the business license regulation. But anybody can start a business in Hardeman County by getting a business license. That must be the regulation. As far as our employees go in salaries, every employee in Hardeman County has had from 15 to 30% increase since I've been county mayor. Now, are they making too much money? Absolutely not. Are they all making what they should be making? Absolutely not. But this county went years without any raise. And so, and I see just Lily out there shaking her head. Yes. When I came in, they went years without getting any raise at all, which put them behind. And what we have done is set out a plan as a budget committee and county commission to raise these people up where they need to be slowly. Because we've not raised your taxes one penny since I've been there. And the easiest thing for us to do was cut employees or cut benefits when I came in. We had to cut one employee or any benefits. We've kept this county going just like it should have been without having to make those dreadful cuts. But I don't know how many people out there in the business world had 15 to 30% increase in the last 7 years. If you have, let me know about that. As far as the Blue Oval City, it's one of the biggest opportunities we'll ever have. But like I said, we have to have the opportunity there to make sure that it comes in right and it doesn't destroy Hardeman County. Matter of fact, we have an award ceremony banquet for the Hardeman County people this coming Thursday, and the guest speaker is the new appointed liaison between government relations and Blue Oval City with Ford Motor Company, Mary Ann Dunham. And you're all welcome to attend. If you need a ticket for that, you can call my office. Thank you.
Job growth. As I said earlier, people research our county, what we have to offer. There's different things. The Blue Oval is going to come in. We know that. That's coming in. They have their own city. It's basically a Blue Oval city. It's a city within itself. It's going to be like 3,200 acres. Then there's another 800 to 900 acres. It's going to be for development. It's going to have the Tier 1, Tier 2, maybe Tier 3 suppliers. But the Tier 1 is a major factor. There's also going to be an SK Innovations that's going to be there. That's where they're going to make the batteries on site. Well, at some point, there's going to be what we call in business feeder companies that are going to come in. We are in a 50-mile radius, and we are poised to get some of those feeder companies. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. I've already been getting calls on this. I'm in real estate. They're already getting calls about land development. What can you do to subdivide land? Folks, we're going to get growth, especially in the Whiteville area, and it's going to come this way. It's going to be in housing. That's going to start. But see, when you get more people coming in, then they're going to demand services. You know, what do we have to offer from that point? But when those houses are being built, that adds to the tax base. You haven't had to raise taxes. That's great. The county commission has the authority to do that. That's their authority. But it's because of good management. Let's say from more assessments that are coming in, the penny is worth approximately $40,000 now. Didn't used to be. But that's because there's more growth, more assessments being added to the tax roll. All right, looks like we're out of time now.
All I have to say is, tonight, what Mr. Stain has brought up are just words, because he has had over 7 years to take care of the issues that our county has seen. No, he did not inherit, yes, he inherited some of them, but he has not improved them. And so these are just words that we're hearing tonight. And based on Mr. Pulse's statements over these past several months, all we get with him is more of the same.
At this time, we will have closing statements, closing remarks by each of the candidates, and the two.
Thank you. I've enjoyed tonight. I've enjoyed learning a lot that I didn't know about. But it has been a good night. Anytime I get to meet with y'all, it's been a good night. We've had 5 town hall meetings in the last 2 weeks. Saw a lot of you at those meetings. We're going to continue to do that. We did that pre-COVID, and then we quit during COVID. And it's been other than COVID, it's been a good 8 years. And we appreciate all the support that we've had. I appreciate the elected officials that I've served with. We've had some of the best officials. You've got some of the best officials of any county, anywhere. And I appreciate the opportunity to work with the school board. That has been a learning experience for me. And like I said, we stay in our lane. You know, people say, what are you going to do when you get back in there? What are you going to do for the schools? Well, about the schools, I said, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do about the schools. I'm going to work with them and try to fund them, because that is not in my lane. What are you going to do about the highways? I'll tell you what I'm going to do about the highways. Nothing. Because we don't put property tax into highways. Casey's doing a good job. He's got supervisors that work with him. The county commission doesn't tell the highways what to do. And I appreciate Casey's working with me like he does. He's always very responsive. But those are 2 issues that people are asking me out there when I'm talking to folks. What are you going to do? What can we do about schools? Well, our schools are in fine shape, I think. I couldn't be prouder than my 2 boys that went through and got educated here. And I couldn't be prouder than the job of what Casey's doing on the highways. And so I look forward to serving you another 4 years. We've got so much going on right now. It's just, it's unbelievable opportunities we have to better your life and your family's life in Hardeman County. Thank you, and I appreciate your support in office.
All right. Thank you again for coming out and spending your Thursday evening with us. As I stated before, this is a job interview. So for those of you here this evening who have unanswered questions that were not addressed in this debate, or would like to comment on something that has been stated, I would love to have a conversation with you afterwards. Thank you all again for your time and for this opportunity.
Thank you for allowing me to be here tonight. I'm asking for your vote in the upcoming general election. Early voting starts July 15th. And I could say a lot more, but I think my time would go out. Folks, we're at a crossroads. We have to move forward. As I've said publicly, and will continue to say, I'm not going to run other candidates down. I don't believe in that, or saying snide remarks, those type of things. We all are different. We have different ideas. Let's move forward. Work together and be positive and move our county forward. The citizens deserve better than that. If if a candidate is going to run somebody else down or say different things, what kind of elected official are they going to be? So, I've been involved in the community for over 40 years. I started very young, volunteering. I've been in the programs. I'm a 40-year member of the American Cancer Society. I'm very proud of that. I've been here. I know what needs to be done. And I'd appreciate your vote. Thank you so much.